Yeah, you mentioned that in your films you don't like to say necessarily what's right or wrong, but you conclude that we can't escape the political. The film early on has a great joke where the priest says the sin is the same. And I'm wondering, is that your tendency to need to indict a prior generation? And in your country now, are there any persons that you've spoken to who were passive during that time, whose brains you're able to pick, or how is that dialogue between, a generation or two gone by, where a person's passivity cost the nation dearly? Do you have any persons that you've spoken with who were passive of that in that time that you're able to base the character on, and how is that dialogue in general?
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you take the mic? It might be easier.
Okay.
Sorry. You mentioned that you don't.
One question at a time, so that we.
You mentioned earlier on that you don't like to speak of what's right or wrong, but none of us can escape the political. And early on in the film, we have that great joke where the priest says the sin is the same, which brings us a kind of indictment. So my question to you is, the character whose passivity cost everyone so dearly and his selfishness, are there persons that you're in contact with or that you've spoken to that were passive during that time, whose brains you were able to pick in creating this character? And what is the dialogue between the back then, those who were passive and those who were not?
I guess I understood what you said. I'm going to answer it, and if I answer something different, when you talk to people who were in those days, you get so many different opinions, and it's always something so strange to try to build one whole idea of what happened. It's just impossible. It's not possible to design something objective. This is not a documentary or something like that. When you get to talk to people, everything is so different, and you really question yourself if these people were in the same country.